What if the secret to unshakable peace had nothing to do with the world around you? Most people are emotional puppets. Their strings are pulled by every comment, glance, and setback. One criticism ruins their week. One betrayal shatters them. But it doesn't have to be that way. The Stoics taught that true power isn't about building walls. It's about growing roots. Your calm was never meant to be fragile, swaying in the wind of others' moods. It should be anchored in reason and clarity. The world will test you, but whether you're swept away is your choice. This video is about reclaiming that power. Through Stoic philosophy, we'll explore mental shifts that are concrete and actionable. If this resonates, consider subscribing to MindForge. It signals you're walking this path with intention. Let's examine anger. Not the explosive kind, but the simmering version. The one that whispers, "How could they?" We think our rage is about the other person, the one who was rude or careless, but often it's not about them at all. It's about the unspoken story we told ourselves, a contract they never knew existed. Anger appears when reality doesn't match our script. Who wrote that script? Did the other person agree? Carl Jung said, "Everything that irritates us about others leads us to understand ourselves." What if anger is a mirror? What if it shows us something unresolved within? Instead of lashing out, pause, trace the anger to its root. What hope was crushed? What belief was threatened? Consider a friend who cancels again. You're furious, not about the cancellation, but because you believe people who care don't flake. That belief comes from past wounds. Recognizing this, you see that the anger isn't about this one event. It's touching an older pain. Socrates said the unexamined life isn't worth living. So ask, why did this bother me so much? You move from reacting to learning. Anger is a compass, but only if you read it right. Sometimes, the most powerful thing to say is nothing. In a world that celebrates loud voices and sharp comebacks, silence feels like weakness. But what if silence is self-control? Most of us have said things we regret, but we rarely regret pausing. Seneca said anger hurts us more than the injury that provoked it. Think of silence as power under control. When someone disrespects you, resist the urge to fight back. Pause, your vision clears. You separate ego from values. You choose your response instead of reacting. Plato said a wise man speaks because he has something to say, a fool because he has to. You don't always need the last word. When you stop engaging in every battle, you conserve your energy. Silence becomes a filter. It's not about bottling up. It's about choosing your moment. The space between stimulus and response, that's where your power lives. So when the fire rises, pause, count to 5. Your job isn't to correct every wrong. It's to protect your peace. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react. Sometimes the strongest reaction is none at all. There's freedom in not taking life so personally, not in a careless way, but in a grounded way that says, I won't let this steal my peace. Life throws curveballs every day, yet we act shocked every time. The Stoics knew suffering increases when you demand reality be different. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Laughter challenges that estimate. Laughter isn't weakness, it's resistance. It's saying small things won't become big burdens. It cuts through tension and shrinks problems to their actual size. Traffic, someone cuts you off. You can honk and yell, or exhale and smile. Same moment, different energy. One makes you tense, the other keeps you grounded. Expect mess and choose how to meet it. Sometimes the most stoic move isn't discipline, it's lightness. Try this. When something dumb happens, grin, even if you're annoyed. Let it remind you that you're bigger than the moment. Sometimes grace begins with laughter. There's strength in walking away from a fight you could win. Not because you're afraid, but because peace is more valuable than proving a point. The real flex isn't dominating the argument, it's not needing to. How many times have you won only to feel empty? That's because your goal was control, not truth. The Stoics called it apatheia, inner calm not thrown off by chaos. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Don't lower yourself to their mess, rise above." When someone triggers you, it's about what the conflict stirs in you, your need to be seen, heard, right? Not every trigger needs a response. Plato said self-mastery is the highest freedom. If you always need the last word, you're not free, you're hooked. But when you choose peace over pride, you become unshakable. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Energy is currency. Once spent, it's gone. Socrates said strong minds discuss ideas, weak minds discuss people. When conversation turns to gossip or drama, consider if it's worth participating. You can win the argument and lose yourself, so maybe the real win is knowing when to speak and when to walk away. Save your energy for what shapes your future. There's quiet pride in staying unbothered. Life gives plenty of reasons to react. But what if you turned those moments into training reps for your mind? The Stoics aim to master everything. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." If someone's attitude ruins your day, it's not their fault. It's a sign your inner world needs work. So make calm a game. Count how many times you could have reacted and didn't. That's your scoreboard. It turns self-control into a challenge. Aristotle said, "What's in our power to do is in our power not to do." It's the moments you don't react that build character. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life." Every time you snap, you're led by unchallenged habits. But when you pause and respond intentionally, you rewire your patterns. This isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about guiding them. Plato said, "The first and best victory is to conquer yourself. It happens dozens of times a day." So track your calm. Every time you stay grounded, you're proving you're not easily shaken. You're here to lead yourself. We build mental scripts for how others should behave. Then when they don't follow, we feel betrayed. But the script was ours. We forgot to tell them they were in our play. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, some are not." That's the line. When you stop expecting people to be different, you reclaim your sanity. You suffer less when you stop arguing with reality. Plato said we can change our reality by changing our mind. Carl Jung added, "We cannot change anything until we accept it. The longer you resist, the longer it owns you." Ask, what's in my control? Not can I make them change? But can I control my reaction? Socrates taught to focus energy on building the new, not fighting the old. When you stop needing others to behave for you to feel right, you find freedom. A calm that's built, not borrowed. That's where real power begins. We're wired to take things personally. A cold stare, an unanswered text, we jump to self-blame. But most of the time, it's not about you. People carry unseen stress, insecurities, pain. Sometimes you're just standing close when they leak out. Marcus Aurelius prepared himself. People will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant. That's not pessimism. It's preparation. Most act from their own noise. So why take it personally? When someone's actions sting, it often points to an old wound or need for validation. But it's not a reflection of your worth. Plato said we see the world as we are, not as it is. When someone snaps at you, your reaction might be about your interpretation, not their intent. So pause. Ask, What else could this mean? You're not the center of everyone's story. That's freeing. You don't have to carry their energy or fix their moods. Aristotle said even doing nothing wouldn't guarantee peace. People will still project their chaos, so create emotional distance. Remind yourself, maybe this isn't mine. That thought is a shield. Socrates said wisdom begins in knowing how little we know, including why people behave as they do. Stop filling silence with self-blame. You're not responsible for someone else's storm. You're responsible for not letting it drag you under. That's Stoic strength. Anger is addictive. In the moment it feels like power, but then comes regret, distance, broken trust. Anger is often just fear or pain in disguise. It tells you to explode, but that's the easiest way to lose ground. Anger is like a friend who hypes you up and then disappears. The Stoics knew this. When you react in anger, you might win the moment but lose the relationship. That urge to snap is a flare from your inner world. If you pause, you open the door to awareness. Plato said, "True courage is knowing what not to fear." We fear looking weak, but staying calm is the highest form of control. The person who stays centered while everything spins, that's strength with roots. Use anger wisely. Let it warm, not scorch. Let it fuel boundaries, not blow-ups. Aristotle said anyone can get angry, but to do it at the right time, in the right way, that's hard. That's emotional discipline. Next time the fire rises, pause. You can be assertive without being aggressive, clear without being cruel. Real power comes from staying calm longer. We carry the weight of pain we hold on to, not the pain itself, but the story we attach to it. The grudge, the resentment, we replay it and feel the sting again. Meanwhile, the person who hurt you has moved on. You're carrying their words like a fresh wound, but it's old scar tissue you keep picking at. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." Don't let cruelty turn you into a prisoner of bitterness. Carl Jung said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." Letting go isn't erasing the past, it's refusing to let it define you. You take back authorship of your story. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." If you rehearse resentment, you become shaped by it. But you can choose forgiveness, not for them, but for yourself. Plato said the soul is harmed more by committing injustice than receiving it. When you hold a grudge, you're prolonging your own suffering. Try this, say, "This happened, it hurt, but it's over." Not because it was okay, but because you're done letting it hold you hostage. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means you're done reliving it. The Stoics aim to live wisely, to let go of what they couldn't control. Maybe real strength is saying, "I've carried this long enough. Now I'm setting it down." One quick way to lose peace is trying to manage everyone else's life. It starts with good intentions, but becomes control. Suddenly, your mood is tied to their decisions. You can't control people, not your partner, your kids, your friends. Influence, yes. Inspire, yes. But control was never yours. Epictetus said some things are in our control and others not. The problem is we forget which is which. We think if we care enough, people will change. But change happens on their timeline. Jung said knowing your own darkness is the best way to deal with others. Start with yourself. Are you modeling the calm you wish they had? Socrates said true wisdom is knowing how little we know, especially about others' paths. You don't know what they need to learn or when. Trying to force it pushes them away. Aristotle said the ultimate value of life depends on awareness. That begins with recognizing your limits. You can offer insight, patience, space, but the moment your peace hinges on their progress, you've handed them the keys. Your job isn't to micromanage. It's to lead by example, to stay steady, to give advice without expecting obedience. That freedom you give them also frees you. Both get to grow, not through force but through choice. The mind fills in blanks quickly. Something small happens, and within seconds you've built a story about it. A story where you're overlooked or disrespected. You're not reacting to what happened, you're reacting to the story. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you don't have to turn this into something. There's always a choice between stimulus and story. Jung said, until the unconscious becomes conscious, it will direct your life. So question the stories you've absorbed. Try this: awareness, notice the reaction. Control, slow your response. Direction, choose a better interpretation. Maybe they didn't ignore you, they missed the message. Maybe it's not a personal attack, it's just life. Socrates said the unexamined life isn't worth living. Most of the time, it's not the situation that upsets us, it's the story. If this video spoke to something real in you, there's more waiting. Consider subscribing to MindForge and liking this video. It helps us reach more minds like yours. Your presence here means more than you know. Thank you for being part of this journey. Until next time, stay grounded, keep growing, and when the world pulls, return to your center.